the same way that a lot of humans suffer from arthritis, so do horses, and it's not something that we can wave a magic wand and make disappear, but it is something that we can make easier for the horses, whether it's through treatment, management or nutrition. The way that you look after those horses can really help them in terms of how they cope with arthritis. And here at Fox Pitt Eventing, we've got a number of different ways of helping the horses manage that condition.
So Amanda, one of the things that we're always dealing with in the competition horse is arthritis. We're always discussing, it's why we vet horses, it's why we assess them through their careers, but it's something that we're always discussing. Does it really crop up as much with other people as well?
Absolutely, it really is a common problem. I think that it's documented 60% of all horses have a form of arthritis. It really is something us as vets have to discuss on a daily basis, actually, with clients, with all sorts of disciplines in different phases, not just the sports horses.
No, it's exactly why when I'm getting a horse vetted, you get some joints x-rayed and you get various scans because you want to see if there's anything early onset.
Absolutely. I think it is a common misconception that young horses can't have arthritis. It's been proven time and time again they can. It can be caused by trauma. So a horse may have, as a foal, had an injury in the field,
yes,
which subsequently has developed an early onset arthritis. Obviously the older horses, wear and tear, arthritis is a wear and tear condition. It's very similar to people, presents in similar ways with reduced joint mobility.
Because I'm very aware of it in managing my horses, you know, I'm aware of surfaces I'm working them on, you know, in their daily routine, you're not riding them on hard ground, you're not doing endless tight circles.
Yes.
So we do manage them, bearing in mind that, you know, arthritis will creep in, and just to minimise it as much as you can.
Absolutely, and control it, and exactly as you say, and you know, weight management, making sure horses aren't too fat, good farrier, alternatives to riding sometimes, like water treadmill and things,
yes,
all part of
the
varied weight load, which I think has really helped us understand a bit more and manage it as a disease as such, because that's what it is.
And you know, we're always wondering, how do you treat arthritis, how do you progress with it, and
yes,
obviously there are some options out there now, aren't there?
Yes, there's certainly plenty of options. And again, it depends on what stage of arthritis, how bad the arthritis is, sometimes what joint's affected. So often as vets, we're trying to get a good picture, a good diagnostic picture of what's involved before we offer those options. If you have a horse that has acute arthritis that's quite severe, sometimes we have to treat the joints through intra-articular injections.
Right. You start off, most of mine at big competitions would be on something to help joints.
And that's a very, because you can compete on those.
Right.
What we're trying to do is preserve the health of that joint. We're trying to stop the rapid progression, because it is a progressive condition, unfortunately.
Okay.
And it's all about managing that.
Managing it.
And regenerative therapy now, such as stem cell, to actually alleviate the inflammation and to try and promote the health of the joint. It's therapy that is very much in the mix of things nowadays, and that we're all trying to be aware of.
And arthritis, for you, in your experience, would it mainly be fetlocks and hocks?
Predominantly, because it's often weight-bearing joints and hocks and fetlocks, as you say, coffin joints. However, we can see it in the back, facet joints now, the neck. I think as our diagnostic techniques have improved in the veterinary world, we're becoming more aware of arthritis everywhere.
Of the neck?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, now you wouldn't often buy a horse with x-rays of the neck.
No,
in the old days, you wouldn't have thought of doing that.
Of the neck. No, things have, and we realise, you know, what's the potential serious complications there can be if that arthritis in that particular area does go on and develop more. It can have a lot of concerns.
It's really interesting that so much more nowadays can be done.
Yes.
On a veterinary level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, the messaging is loud and clear, isn't it? It's all about awareness and really thinking about it. And clearly, William is permanently focused on getting the balance between working the horses hard enough so they're fit enough to do their job, but reducing the wear and tear. And that is how he formulates the exercises that he puts in place for the horses each time he works them.
Okay, so yes, when you've got an advanced horse like this, it's not just about jumping big jumps and flashy fences and looking amazing. Sometimes you've got to really work on that power and that suppleness over the jumps, and I would often do probably every other week some sort of gymnastic work, some sort of strengthening work. And today we've got a combination of things to work his muscle without pounding him over a big fence. I don't want to be jumping him over endless big fences, because that's wear and tear. So today we're not going to go much bigger than 3 foot, and I always start in trots, just get them to think what they're doing. But then we've got some low wides, cross-pole parallel, just encouraging the horse to really use the work of the body. I'm quite a big fan of bouncing because I think that's great for sharpness, strength, not big bounces. What I got today is a bouncing on a turn, really getting the horse to work on that suppleness, obviously both ways, but you can jump bouncing straight, but today I've got it on a turn just to show you importance of working the horse through his body, consistently one way and then consistently the other way. And the other thing that we could show you, we haven't done yet, is my canter, my walk, trot and canter poles, which again is, I've got them as quite big poles, so the horses have got to lift the leg up well. But again, very good strengthening off the ground.
Well, there's no doubt arthritis is a major issue in horses, but we don't want this to be a doom and gloom piece. The messaging is you must be aware. The dream, of course, is of no pain. The reality is we are managing an ongoing situation, but what's exciting is that there are so many developments, and working alongside your vet, you can find, if not a cure, a way of making your horse way more comfortable, whether it's looking at the new developments in stem cell or other ways of training him to help him cope with the condition that I'm afraid is evident in a lot of horses.